Hello everyone. Today in this maybe shorter video, I will talk a little about what healing is, what the common misconception is, what healing is and what the goal of healing is or inner work. Hello, my name is Christine and I help people navigate through difficult life transitions, transformation and trauma healing. For the longest time, when I started the healing process, I think maybe until quite recently, the entire time while I was doing the work, I thought it's to fix myself. It's to improve myself, to somehow be better, get better, and basically, get rid of my flaws and all the bad stuff and the negative stuff and all of that, so that finally I would be healed enough, meaning good enough, to then somehow be worthy of a good life and to somehow be good enough and healed enough to finally start doing what my soul, my intuition has been telling me for so many years, that I need to start talking about my journey and inner work and trauma healing and all of that. I mean, the first time that idea came up was about, 9 or 10 years ago, and it took me all this time. And sure, I had a lot of stuff to heal. I had a lot of trauma to heal. But what I know now, and this is really what I want to tell you, when you're at the very beginning of a healing journey, don't think that there is something wrong with you and that you somehow need to fix yourself. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. There is whatever you think there is wrong with you, that's basically coming from the wounds and the trauma and your coping mechanisms and your survival strategies. Since probably early childhood, it comes from people's projection on you that has nothing to do with you. It's the world around you that, since you were very little, probably projected their stuff on you. For example, people around you, your parents or your extended family or your friends, your teachers, whatever. They have their own trauma and wounds, and therefore they see the world through a certain lens and through a certain filter. And then whatever they told you, that you're bad or there's something wrong with you, that had nothing ever to do with you, that had everything to do with them. The problem is, as children, we don't know that, and we believe them. We believe what other people, especially the grown-ups, especially our parents, what they tell us, because they're authority figures. We think they know better, and then we think that they are right and we are wrong, and there's something wrong with us, and we internalize that. But it's just not true. It's absolutely not true. Also, probably since you were little, I mean, we all are born into this world. We are born in a certain society with all its own rules and conventions, and with maybe a certain religion or a political background and ideologies. And there is, of course, the educational system. There is the media. There's just so much that bombards us our whole life with certain messages. It's basically brainwashing, it's programming. And most of it is probably not very positive, and it's not very good, and it's definitely not true, and it has nothing to do with the reality, with the truth of who you are. So what healing is really about, it's not about somehow becoming better and somehow fixing yourself and get from point A where you are now, where you're somehow deficient and wrong, to point B or whatever, where you're suddenly healed enough and good enough and worthy enough. No. It's the other way around. It's you are already perfect and whole the way you are. There is a core in you that is pure. You have an immortal soul that is one with divine, with the divine source, the all that there is, the universal consciousness, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And you are absolutely loved. You're loved and you're enough the way you are now. And you have that innocent core in you. There is an innocent, pure, beautiful light in you. And it's still there. It was never destroyed. It was only, let's say, covered with lots and lots of layers of all that shit that the world threw on you, and it's not you. Imagine you have the most beautiful, sparkly diamond of absolute purity and beauty, and it sparkles and it shines in a bright light, and then you walk around with that diamond and you show it to people, but these people have already their own wounds and traumas and see the world through a certain lens, and then they project it on you, meaning they throw dirt and mud on your diamond. And at first you might be like, why are they doing this? But then it happens all the time. You walk around and you want to show people the light that you are. And then they keep throwing mud on this beautiful diamond until it's completely covered in mud. And then you forget that you ever had a beautiful shiny diamond in your hand. And it just gets encrusted in layers and layers and layers and layers of that dirt and that mud because people keep throwing it. And then you throw it yourself. Then you keep throwing mud at your own beautiful diamond because that's what everyone did. So you learn how to do it yourself until you completely forget that you don't have a gigantic blob of dirt in your hand. It was once a beautiful, sparkly, shiny, pure diamond. And it's the same with you. Your true self, your core, is already whole and good and perfect, and you are loved. And there's nothing wrong with you, and there never was. And whatever bad things and habits and emotions and behaviors or personality traits you think you have, and you probably do because we all do, and the more trauma and wounding we had in childhood and then later on, the more coping mechanisms and survival strategies and masks and personas we had to develop in order to survive. You understand, it's not anything. None of this was ever your fault, and none of this was ever because something is wrong with you, or because you're not enough, or because you're not good enough. It's just a consequence of having been born in a world that is what it is, and into a family system maybe that was already maybe quite, let's say, low vibrational, and had already a kind of a frequency in the ancestral lineages, and the trauma is passed down generations and generations, also intergenerational trauma of all the wars and all the stuff that's going on in the world, and therefore you are at the receiving end of this. Do you understand? And it's not, in that sense, your fault. You have chosen this on a different level, on a soul level. At least that's my experience and that's my truth, that we choose the families we are born into. There's like karma involved. There is certain lessons our soul wants to learn and so on. So we already have certain, let's say, karmic or past life experiences and energies and frequencies and maybe some open loops already as energy in us. And therefore we incarnate in a certain stream of consciousness into a family that corresponds, that matches that frequency of what we already carry within us. So on that level, yes, you've chosen it, but you're still born into this world as a perfect light, as a child of the universe, as a son or daughter of the divine, and therefore you are already perfect, you are good, you are loved. And then the world tells you otherwise. And then you believe it. And then you think it's you. You think what you think about yourself. You think it's your own thoughts, but they are not. It's the programming you received since you were probably very, very little. And it's time to, even if that sounds weird at the moment, or you're like, what the hell is she talking about? But maybe become open to the idea that you are already loved, that there is nothing wrong with you, and that healing means that you shed all of that, let's say the mud, the layers of mud and dirt that cover your beautiful diamond, that cover your pure divine spark, that cover in the most innocent, pure inner child part of you. That is so full of love, that is a bright light. Before all that happened, before all the wounding and the trauma happened and the programming and other people's projection and so on. So it's about shedding that to uncover your true light and uncover your true self and the core self that you are, that is good and that is already good enough and that is already worthy of everything that you could ever want. You are worthy of love and joy and happiness and abundance and success and peace and whatever else that it is that you want and that you try to manifest. But there are certain things in the way that need to be cleared out first. So again, the layers need to be shed. The layers of mud and dirt, so to speak, need to be removed. The trauma needs to be healed, but it's not to fix yourself. It's for becoming who you already are. At your deepest core, at your heart and soul level, at your beautiful inner child level. And that is a very different mindset to start healing with. So that's basically what I wanted to let you know, in case you don't yet. Before you get on that healing journey, you always in the back of your head with the kind of like the pressure of fixing yourself. It's not about fixing yourself. Try to become open to the idea that you are already good enough, that you are already loved, that you're worthy, and that you deserve a good life. You deserve to thrive. You deserve everything that you are hoping and wishing for, that you dream about. You are worthy of it and you can have it. But the healing needs to happen. And not perfectly. Again, this is another misconception that I had, that I have to heal everything perfectly. And then I can have a good life. Then I can be happy. Then I can do my purpose. No, it's just, I think it never ends, you know? I mean, we might heal and grow until the day we die, and that's okay. It's very normal. We're humans. We're not perfect, and nor do we have to be. It's not about that. It's really not. But if your life is very difficult at the moment, if there are things that happen over and over again, if you have really difficulties in your relationships, with money, with health, with anything, then it's probably a really good idea to start the healing process. But again, keep in mind that you're already enough, and that you're loved, and that you're good. And yeah, it's about that. Try to remember that. And the more you open your heart when you're on that path of healing, the more you will know that, the more you connect with your soul, with your, I don't know, with the divine, with whatever you want to call it, the more you will, start to really believe that. The more inner child healing you do, the more compassion you have with yourself, and even with others, even with people who did that to you. Because then you understand that they just did the best they could with what they knew, with what they had. And they were probably completely traumatized and unhealed themselves and completely unconscious. So they didn't know. And yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about for today, before I repeat myself and start waffling, which happens usually. So yeah, this is my message for you today. I really hope you have a great day, and I send you so much love. And, I see you as you truly are, because it took me such a long time to see myself as I truly am, to have more love and compassion for myself, to understand that I'm a beloved child of the universe, just like everyone else. Not because I healed so much, not because I became better, not because as a reward for all that suffering. No, just because I'm alive. I'm a human being. I'm alive right here, right now on this planet, and so are you. And just because of that, you are worthy. And you deserve all the good stuff. And that probably might take time to start really believing that yourself, but you will get to that point. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say for today now, for real. I hope you have a great day. I send you so much love, and I see you, and bye-bye.